Well, folks, it's Captain G here again, and I decided it was time to get the Nordica back out again. So I got my wagon load of stuff to go down to the dinghy and head out. So it'll be interesting to see. The winds are out of the northwest. They're not real strong, but we'll see once I get out on the lake what happens. The winds look pretty calm there at the mooring, so it should be easy getting off the mooring ball and back on again, I hope. So here goes, having to load up the dinghy. Well, here I am tied up to the Nordica here. I just loop a couple of lines over the winch temporarily until I can transfer some stuff over and get ready to go, and then we'll start uncovering it. Check the bilge for water if necessary, do a little pump, and then we'll get ready to go. I'm trying quite literally a windsock over the microphone on this thing today, so I'm hoping that will help the audio a lot. Maybe I should be talking louder as well. And as you can see out here, the lake, it's not that windy today up here on this end of the lake, but we'll see what it's like as we work our way down. Sam Holmes of Sam Holmes Sailing does a wonderful job of demonstrating everything, how to do it with one hand. Here I am trying to get things untied with one hand. Just flicked a great big old spider off into the lake. That was with my other hand. So we'll try a couple of operations. The mooring cover's just held on like that. And some little fasteners here to undo. And since I'm not fully aboard yet, I'll carry on the rest of it with both hands. I'll tell you one thing that's happened is I haven't been out here for a little while, and as a result there's lots of insects have decided to make their homes and nests out here, so I guess that's a good reason to justify why I should go sailing more often, eh? Okay, here we are. We are now sailing, and my handheld device isn't working so great here. And anyway, we're off the mooring, underway, doing the grand speed of 3.1 statute miles per hour at the moment. That's pretty good for where we are right now on the lake in terms of the wind. Not a bunch of waves to splash me with water anyway, so there's always a silver lining to every cloud, eh? Anyway, it's a beautiful afternoon just to be out here, and look forward to a pleasant little sail on Mississippi Lake with the Nordica 16, named Sadie Eves, after my maiden name of my paternal grandmother, whose family were sailors and farmers and fishermen all off Simcoe Island and Amherst Island, Lake Ontario. But this is just the little Mississippi Lake, Carleton Place, Ontario. Well, we just had a nice little gust of wind there that had us got up to a high of 5.2 miles per hour. So the winds are picking up a little bit as we get out of our end of the lake a little bit. Lots of sunshine, a few little cumulus clouds, so it's a good mixture. Just lost my wind sock here. Put it back on. We're out on the lake today. There's not much boat activity. Pontoon boat anchored over there. Or drifting, not sure which. Probably fishing. And I'm down in the, I guess, call it the fourth lake probably, if you count from the top down. And we're going along. We've hit a high of 5.5 statute miles per hour this afternoon. Currently just doing 3.2. We're on a bit of a broad reach here, and I'm just hoping that doesn't give me too much of a problem for heading back to the mooring in a while. But I'd like to make it down halfway down the lake and back if I can this afternoon. So we'll see what happens. The jib here is flopping a bit. I probably need to either bear off the wind or more into it. Whoop! There goes an accidental jibe. I guess I was going the wrong way. There. Okay, that's just corrected itself. And I'll have to do another, I'm kind of doing downwind tacks here this afternoon just to catch the benefit of the downwind breeze a little more. I could set it up for wing on wing, but that just takes a little more effort. So we'll keep puddling away here. Dropped to 2 point, no, back up to 3.2, 3.3 here, so we're still moving along. I'm flying solo here this afternoon, so that explains the accidental jibe happening when I'm trying to do things one-handed and whatnot. So anyway, that's sort of thing that tiller pilot would be really great for solo sailing. I've looked at the sheet to tiller steering and whatnot and thought about trying that out, but this lake is relatively long and narrow, so what that means is that the winds are fluky. They coming around the various shapes of the mainland or the islands and the trees and whatnot, and the winds are not, they're never consistent when you're trying to sail up or down this lake. If you're just going back and forth on the same section of the lake, then that's a different story. But if you're trying to pretend you're having a bit of a voyage, then you really need a tiller pilot, preferably one that works off the compass, or like a GPS, rather than the kind that they use on the stern of the boat for ocean voyages. Oh well, maybe someday. In the meantime, one-handed here. So now I've got us just parked here for the moment, just to do some looking around, and I think I'll break open a bottle of water, have a sip. So I've got the tiller aimed into the wind the one way, and the mainsail here with the jib backwinded. So that's trying to push the bow off the wind, and the tiller is trying to push us into the wind. So we're just slowly drifting downwind, but not going anywhere in much of a hurry. The GPS is showing 0.0 right now. So there, it's up to, it bounces up to 0.7 or 0.8 the odd time. Just lost my windsock again off the bike, so I'll stop this and put that back on. Of course, the alternative to an auto helm is crew, but sometimes it's hard to coordinate the schedules of the skipper and the crew. So got it out of irons here, and we're going again. Got a pontoon boat, probably thinks I'm intentionally cutting him off, but that's not the case. And technically I do have the right of way, so I shall maintain my course. Well, I made it down to my destination. Friend's cottage, about a third of the way up the lake. He's not there, of course. And now I've got myself in irons trying to do this one-handed thing. Sure wish I had a tiller pilot. Good auto helm is all I need. Of course, heading for home now, I'm having to beat up wind. A little more than I was expecting, but I think I can take some pretty long tacks here most of the ways. At least I'm hoping so. So we'll keep at it. Hopefully the Admiral saves supper for me. Got some pretty good breezes now, beating up wind here. But I need to go up through that channel there, so I'm going to have a little bit of tacking to do to make it. But no big deal. That's what sailing's all about. Can't go from A to B, you have to go A, H, N, Z, and then back to B. It's been a beautiful afternoon though. Of course, I'm trying to get home for supper, and I'm having to beat up wind quite a bit. I'm pointing just about as high as I can. As you can see by the jib, just trying to keep it pulling there, not stalling out on the leading edge. And so I'm not really headed in the direction I want to go on this tack, but I guess in the overall scheme of things we're making headway. So we'll just keep plodding along here. So on that last tack, I was complaining a bit about it not being taking me right where I needed to go, but yet I knew in the overall scheme of things it would help out. And sure enough, it's put me on a long tack straight towards my dinghy on the mooring, way off in the distance there, which I'm sure you can't see. But I am expecting the wind to shift a little bit again before I actually get to the dinghy, so I'll probably have to do another tack. But at the moment, this is good. About as good as I could have hoped for. Well, I'm in at the mooring. Got the jib down and put inside the boat. The mainsail here is just, I've loosened it off, so I have to finish taking it down, putting it away, and then button up the boat, and I guess we're good to go. I paddled in about a dozen strokes to get me here, because as you can see the wind has dropped and everything's very calm out there, but made it safely, and had a great day sailing on the water once again on the Nordica 16 Mississippi Lake. Well, this is what the GPS is showing of what happened this afternoon. Distance covered was 10.3 miles, maximum speed 5.5, total time 3 hours 24 minutes. Well, that figure is misleading, because that's when I turned on the GPS, and then after I've stopped. The moving time is the more accurate figure of 2 hours and 50 minutes. It takes a little while to get set up and take down again. Overall average, or the moving average speed, was 3.6 miles per hour. So that's not too bad for this little boat. So anyway, thanks for watching, folks, and we'll see you on the next one.